Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of Storm Report Live. We are presented by JC Tractor, the Pharmacy, and the Bennington Rescue Squad. I'm your host, Chris Sipperly, the General Manager of Southern Vermont Storm. I got a couple guys here with me tonight. First one is Jasper Jackson. He's a new player, defensive back. And we also have Storm veteran Josh Purvinis with us, who is a tight end. So thank you both for coming by tonight. I think it's a good opportunity for some of the guys to kind of get to know Jasper, and obviously, even with you, Josh, even though you're a veteran, there's a lot of new faces on the team. So I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of have you on, have a chat. So Jasper, I'm gonna start off right with you. I think you got a pretty cool story to tell. So the first question is, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a real small town called Sunflower, Mississippi. Sunflower, Mississippi. You probably never heard of it.
I have not. No, I'm not. I don't know a lot about Mississippi.
Yeah, at that time the population was maybe 700 people. Now it's grew to maybe 1,000, 1,100.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's real small. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it's smaller than my town. I thought I lived in a small town. That's crazy. Yeah. I think my town's got 1,200. So I can imagine 700. That's like half.
Yeah,
crazy.
Everybody knows everybody.
For sure. No question. So for you, what age did you begin playing football?
I think I was around 7 years old when I first started playing. Around the time I started playing, it wasn't, we didn't have, Pee Wee leagues, we didn't have guys that were coaching, kids to get ready for middle school ball. We didn't have that. So, it was just friends. If you had a lot of friends, I was just gang together, find somebody's yard to play in, and we just play for hours all day.
No, that's great. That's kind of where the love of the game comes from. That kind of shows that you're addicted to it, for lack of a better phrase. Where did the interest where did the interest for the game of football come for you? Like what made you want to go play?
The thing that really made me want to go play when I was fifth grade, my math teacher, his name was Mr. Mack. He told me that I naturally had a knack for football, but I was introduced to basketball first because that's pretty big in my family, more so than football. So I stepped out of the family norm, to find my own destiny, which I actually turned out to be a whole lot better. But he told me that, he wanted me to actually play quarterback, but I can't throw. But I can't throw anymore. My rotator.
There's nothing wrong with knowing your limitations. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, he told me about my, the potential that I had for the game, so I listened to him.
Excellent. Now, where did you end up playing high school ball?
I played for a school called Rural Central High. It's now Thomas E. Edwards High School now, but it was Rural Central when I played.
Now, once you played high school and the high school career ended, did you have any hopes to continue to play at some level?
Oh yes, sir. I did. I continued to play. I played JUCO ball. I played for Mississippi Delta Community College. Unfortunately, I had to leave because it was I was staying with my grandma. It was just me and her. She got bedridden with cancer and everything, so I couldn't stay in school. Don't sit be at home by myself. So I left. I had to leave school, get a job, and just take care of her for the time being.
That's tough, but you did the right thing, obviously. Before playing on the team, what teams did you play on as far as did you do any semi-pro, previous to us?
I played for I played for a semi-pro team. I played for the Mississippi Delta Bulls. Right now they're changing the name. No, it's still the same. They're just going to change the colors. Yeah, so I played for the Mississippi Delta Bulls. It was formerly the Cardinals, so that's why the uniform was red and white. And so they were formerly the Cardinals just to get the new uniforms in.
Gotcha. Now, what brought you to Vermont of all places?
Pretty much just my job, and because at first, at first I was traveling with it, and if we get to a certain place where we want to reside at, you just got to talk to the on-site supervisor, and the supervisor let us talk to his superior, and it goes from there. So that's what I did. I pretty much like the environment here. Everyone's pretty much nice. Everybody's cool. And my allergies don't act up here and everything. So that's also a good thing. Always good.
For sure. Now once you made it, once you made it in, to Vermont, how did you end up hearing about the storm?
Just I think I want to say like it was a Saturday night. Just thinking about football again, and I'm like, okay, I already made my mind up that I'm gonna be here. And
Mm-hmm.
while I was in Mississippi, I was already like aware of a couple teams around here, like the CT Brawlers. Yeah, I was aware of a couple teams that was already on the Northeast coast. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, let me find some teams that's close by. So I found the Storm, and I found a couple other teams that are close by, but I chose the Storm because everybody seems to be all be a pack.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at all your games, I watch pretty much every game that you guys have posted on YouTube, everything that you've been
Mm-hmm.
posting, on the team's page. Everybody sings together, everybody's for each other. When one person makes a big play, I mean, you got everybody that's on the field to off the field, going crazy. So, like, I wanted to be a part of that. So that's why I chose the Storm.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, my opinion is biased, obviously, but I feel like we have a good group of guys and we have a really good organization. So having somebody see that from as
Yes,
far as away as Mississippi, that says something. So,
yes.
what is one thing that is obviously different in between Vermont and Mississippi?
The snow. The snow. If it's
Yep.
if it snows in Mississippi, we're probably gonna get snow maybe like once every 3 to 4 years, and it's gonna be like an inch or two, and that's it. But yeah, it snows pretty much once or twice every year, so that's something to get used to.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
for
something to get
sure.
used to.
I know it's been kind of tough, given the current circumstances and everything. But what has been your initial impressions of the team so far?
Just the pretty much the togetherness. Everything is pretty much organized. I like the fact of how you guys have everything in line from like the camera crew to the huddle to now you got the position pages to now everybody can
Mm-hmm.
single handedly focus on their group so they can know the goods and the bads and see what everybody can work on. So everything is organized and you know you want to be a part of that. Everything's not a maze to get through. Everything's
No,
smooth.
that's the thing. Like I mean, you kind of touched on it before. I mean, not to turn this into a commercial for the storm, but trying to getting that camera that we anticipate getting and separating it, it by individual groups. Because I think sometimes what happens is, especially with Facebook in particular, is if you have a large group
So
and you continuously
mhm.
post everything in that one group, it becomes white noise and nobody really pays attention to it. So the hope of the groups is if there's film exclusive to, say somebody, the routes will say, and we could say, okay, this is an area that we need to get better. I mean, you understand, but ultimately it's just try to centralize things here just a little bit. Um,
Yes, sir.
2021 will be your first season with the team. What are your hopes for your first
Yes,
year?
sir. My hopes for the first year, what I'm saying, is to, pretty much, develop a bond with the guys. I pretty much feel like everybody on the team, is pretty much gonna, love me being around. I'm a pretty cool dude. I'm pretty cool. I say to myself. Um,
Mm,
I'm ready to just get out there and compete. Just ready to, just line up, between those white lines again. Just ready to get the real back.
absolutely. What do you think that what do you hope you can bring to the team this year?
One thing that I know I bring to the team is that I'll be there. I'll be there. And what I mean by that is when it's game time, when it's time to practice and everything, I'm there. My energy is there. No matter what type of day I'm having, I'm coming, I'm competing. You know, I competed my whole life and everything, 'cause my whole life I always been doubting and everything. So I was an eighth grader, playing high school football and everything, and took, juniors and senior spots. So I'm
Mm,
looking forward to getting back to that competition. So you guys can you guys are getting a baller. You guys are getting a ball hawk. Somebody you getting a guy that loves film and everything. So you guys are getting a smart and you're getting smart defensive back. You get a real smart defensive back.
excellent. I guess this is kind of an easy question, but what do you consider a successful rookie season?
Um, the championship.
Mm, yep.
Helping you guys finish what you guys started. Helping y'all finish what I started.
I I think honestly we've been doing this at least pretty much once a week since when I want to say December, and I asked the same question just about every single week, every single guy, and they always come back with the same answer. So I think it's pretty obvious as far as what our goals are for this year. What should your new teammates expect from you?
You guys are gonna see, they can expect the guy that, like if they need something, I'm always a guy that you can call on. I'm always one call away. You know, I don't mind, taking the trips and everything, for to make sure, we get everything together. Everybody, can get here and there, I'm willing to go the extra mile for the team. So they got a guy that they can pretty much rely on.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. I can't hear.
Hey, you guys still there? Lost you there for a second.
Okay, I can hear
Yep.
now. I can hear.
Yeah, that was strange. Sorry about that. So as we move towards the 2021 season, what are you most excited for?
It's still on me, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm most excited. Like I said, like getting back on the field. Finally meeting the guys. Balling out with the guys and everything. I'm just, just ready to get back and play. Football form, good football shape. Ready,
Yep.
Ready to get back at it.
Excellent. Hey man, thanks for taking some time with us tonight. You can feel free to hang out. I'm going to move over to Josh, and we'll get this thing rolling. So again, thank you for taking the time.
Okay. All right, you're welcome anytime.
What's up, Josh?
How's it going, Sip?
Good. Just sitting here. It's been I think this is the fifth season that I've been around you. You've played much more than that. I just realized that I've known you for 5 years. So that's a pretty fast 5 years.
Oh yeah, 2015 was my first year, so I mean it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we'll start right off with the basics. Where'd you grow up?
Right in Bennington, Vermont. I mean, born and raised there.
When did you begin to fall in love with the game of football?
At a very young age, my whole family was into football. I mean, friends and family too. I had neighbors that came and we'd play football in the backyard. Family just watching the game. My mom grew up a big Patriots fan, and so I am too, and followed up with her and my uncles and everything like that. Oh, I think Sip's frozen again. Oh, we left. Damn.
I don't know what happened.
Josh, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what I have going on over here. So I guess we'll start with question 2 now that we started over here again. Falling in love with the game of football.
I think it was playing like video games and stuff like that with my friends, or just playing backyard football in the backyard. I grew up with both buddies who played for the Storm a few years ago, Jimmy and Sean, and I mean we played football in my backyard for countless number of years. I think it started there.
Yeah. Now, what age did you begin playing football?
Right around 6 or 7. Bennington has like a youth football league. They did flag football,
Mhm.
I think I started right when you could start around 6 or 7.
After you got done through the youth program, what high school did you play at?
Right at Mount Anthony. Yep.
Mount Anthony. Oh, what year did you graduate?
2012.
12. That was the same class of what, with Nate and Sean and Jimmy, or is it different years?
2 years above me with Will Cole and all them. Sean was my age, and Jimmy was a grade above me.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't really sure exactly how far apart you were. I know it was all pretty close. Looking back in your,
Will and Nate and Perry and all of them were, I think, seniors when I was a sophomore.
Gotcha. Now looking back in your high school career, was there a game that you kind of look back at and kind of wish you could relive that again?
I'd have to say my junior year when we played Brattleboro. We played Brattleboro for the Elwell Trophy. They're one of our rivals, and we actually went to Brattleboro, and it was kind of funny because both teams had horrible records, and we ended up beating them 41-13. And so I think that's probably one of the games that lives on for me.
No, that's fantastic. And once high school was over, did you play any college football?
I did. So I went to Castleton. I actually missed the cutoff, so I actually had to walk on. Went to a few tryouts and ended up walking the team. I was one of 3 players that walked on. And then I ended up redshirting my freshman year and playing more my sophomore year.
Now, when you compare the high school experience to the college experience, what's the biggest difference in between the two?
You're held more accountable in college. I mean, you have to go to your own workouts, you have to go to your own practices and stuff like that on top of your work. When high school, you go to school and then you have practice right afterwards. College, everyone's schedule is different, so you got to find your own time to do stuff.
No, yeah, it's definitely, yeah. No, you don't really give that any thought. After college is over, did you think you were done playing?
I kind of knew that the Storm was a thing when I was in college, and so I kind of had that in the back of my mind. But I thought I was going to be done after college.
Now, who or how did you end up making the decision to play?
So my buddy Sean was actually playing for the team before, and then I went to one of the practices, and Ty Stratton actually was the one who got me to actually fully commit.
Yep.
And I was sitting there talking to him the whole practice, and he was like kind of going over the offensive playbook, the defensive playbook, where we travel to play for teams and stuff like that. And I just got hooked.
Yeah.
Once you love it, you kind of can't get away from it.
No, for sure. No, I was waiting and got roped back in, so I know exactly what you're talking about. During your career with the Storm, as you mentioned, you started in 2015. What games do you look back on?
I'd have to say when we played in Schuylerville, we played the Ravens. I actually had my first catch. Will was scrambling out to the right, and I did a deep post, and all of a sudden I saw the ball in the air, and I was like, "Holy cow!" That one probably sticks out the most, just because it's my first catch, first time actually getting like a bunch of playing time. And then obviously the playoff runs into the championship.
Yes, it's hard to forget that year in particular. Actually, truth be told, even the last couple playoff years, it's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it has. Been coaching too.
Yeah, that's actually kind of the next question. Not quite the next question, but it's coming down the line here. 2018, you had a knee injury that you unfortunately suffered 6.5 hours away from home.
Yeah,
up in I forget what town, Maine. You had a knee injury. Was there ever a time that you felt like you wouldn't make it all the way back?
I actually, right when the injury happened, I mean, sitting there, because it happened in the first quarter, I was watching the game and just thinking to myself, like, I'm never going to play again. Not going to get the field. And then even during, like, the recovery process, I thought it was taking so long. I didn't even think I was going to see the field again.
Yeah, because I remember, I mean, you obviously had surgery and, things were moving along there pretty well. And then you kind of hit that lull where you just weren't, it felt like, because we talked, and it just kind of felt like you're kind of, I wouldn't say stuck, but.
Oh, I definitely was for a good stretch there. Oh, is he froze? No, Sips froze. It's the third time he's been frozen. That's it.
Guys, again, I'm sorry. I lost it again. I don't know what the issue is over here. All right, so we're back to 2019. 2019, you had coached. Everything being equal, what did you find more enjoyable, playing or coaching?
Definitely playing part, but I mean, coaching gives you a different aspect of the game. I mean, it gives you the ins and the outs, and actually, so you can see it from the sidelines. It's kind of cool in a way because, like, when you're actually on the field and you think back and you hear like another coach yelling or saying something, you're like, "Oh wait, they have a different view on it. Maybe they just saw something I didn't see." And so that I think that actually helped me out last year.
Yeah. There's always different viewpoints kind of make the difference sometimes. As you look back on the time, from the time you started to the time we are right now, where do you see the most growth with the team in general?
The talent level of players that we got. I mean, from when I first started, it was just regular Vermont guys, maybe a few, like one or two out-of-staters, and I mean, we just got there and played football. Now, I mean, you're getting everyone from New York, Mass, I mean, even New Hampshire, just people, and Mississippi with Jasper.
That's right.
Yeah. People come into play, and it's just there's more talent coming in, and it's awesome just watching it grow too.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think I probably started back, and I mean, obviously, winning makes it easier, but like I think obviously, the 2017 season kind of made it work in a sense that we had guys from, let's say, North Adams and guys from Bennington and some guys from New York. I think it kind of opened the door for the possibilities of extending our reach, so to speak. So I think each and every year has gotten a little bit larger. So that's been fun to watch.
Yeah, and then you with the social media part of it, Sib. I mean, getting that out on Facebook and multiple platforms. I mean, people are easier to see the Storm stuff, and so it just makes it that much easier.
No, it's been fun. I mean, we kind of 2017 we had some help from Jeff. At the time ran Southern Vermont Today. He really kind of wound us up and kind of pointed us in the right direction. So I give him a lot of credit for kind of getting us started. But even the fact that we're able to put our games up now that we haven't really done in the past. There's a lot to be proud of on that film. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we need to fix, but I think, even when you look at it from a uniform standpoint or the logo standpoint, like there's been so many improvements. And I mean, you turn on the film and it looks right, and it's just it's come a long way.
Great, and now we're into chrome uniforms and everything like that. It's just everything's different from the ground up.
Yep. No, I appreciate it, especially with guys that have been around for as long as you have. 7 years is long. Well, 7 technically, but that's not a short period of time. You've had a lot of different experiences. Most have been pretty good, I think. But you've been around there long enough to see the good and bad. So, what are your hopes for this upcoming season?
I mean, everyone's saying it. What I want, for, like, besides the championship side, though, I just want all of us to come together. I mean, work as one, build as a team, and I mean, yeah, you can say you want the championship all year long, but you got to put the work in.
Well, you're right. We've, not to get into the weeds, but I think everybody kind of understands, what we could have been last year. We're still a 5-1 football team, and we won a playoff game. But yeah, I feel like, though, and I think you would agree, towards the end of the year, we finally got our focus where it should have been.
Oh, yeah, those last 3 or 4 games, I mean, we were coming together as a team fully, and I wish that just carries on into this season.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think we got a good group coming back, and I think we got probably one of the most things I'm excited for, as from a coaching perspective, is how young some of these guys are and how eager they are, and how I assume anyway they're going to be pretty teachable. There's not going to be a lot of potentially bad habits that are already formed, so it should be fun. I think a lot of good things for this year. The last question for you, Josh, is as we move along towards the 2021 season, what are you most excited for?
Just seeing everybody again. I mean, just going to practice, going to the games. You build that football camaraderie, build that family, and it's completely different than any other thing you can find. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, is building another family this year.
No, I agree. I jokingly say to some folks that I miss them, but I do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
like having it, yeah, having it end the way it did last year. It's like just never got it. Not to sound cliche, but you never really got a chance to say goodbye. It just kind of ended. So I miss all you guys quite a bit. So with that, I thank you guys for taking the time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, no problem.
See you guys.